Hello and welcome to today's SCI Global Conversation. I am Leroy Ayala, President and CEO of Sister Cities International. We are very excited to present today's conversation, Holidays Around the World. Today's program will take us directly to some of the 2,000 cities in our global network to highlight some very special international holiday celebrations. We will also have a surprise guest and Sister City signing at the end of today's program, so I encourage you to stay with us until the very end. As many of you may recall, we started our Global Conversations series in June of this year. We've been so pleased with the success of this program series. Over the past several months, we have had the opportunity to engage with our member cities from across the US and around the globe. We've welcomed ambassadors, mayors, and other senior officials from such places as Canada, Greece, Ghana, Kenya, and Mexico. These conversations have highlighted some of the great work being done in our cities, and we have been so pleased to hear that they have inspired the establishment of new programs and partnerships. As you can see, we are doing things a little differently today. Rather than broadcast today's program in webinar format, we thought it would be fun to use the meeting format for today's event. We are also broadcasting live on Facebook for the first time. This is a good time to remind you to follow us on all of the primary social media platforms. By following us, you'll be among the first to learn of our new events. You can find all of the appropriate links on our website at www.sistercities.org. While you're on our website, I'd also like to encourage you to make a donation to Sister Cities International. This week, we officially launched our 2021 Global Leaders Circle campaign. The campaign includes benefits directly tied to our upcoming January 17th US presidential inaugural celebration. You'll find all of that information on our website. Now, before I introduce today's host who will guide us around the globe, I'd like to introduce board member Carlo Capua from Fort Worth, Texas, for a little holiday trivia. Carlo, take it away.
Hey everybody, great to see you guys. Gosh, you know, it's so great to see people's faces. We miss you, we love you. We haven't seen so many of our Sister Cities family members in person, but it is so great to be with you today. I thought to start us out, we'll do something fun. We'll do maybe a little holiday quiz. So we'll be using the polling feature. If you're on an iPhone or a device like a tablet, it may appear a little different. We're going to put some questions up just to see if you know your holiday trivia. So let's start with question number one. The song Jingle Bells, true or false? The song Jingle Bells was specifically written for Christmas. We'll give you maybe 15 seconds to think about it, and then we will give you the answer. Jingle Bells, is it a trick question? Maybe. Maybe not. All right, I see about 56 of you have answered. We'll give you 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so it looks like, 89% of you think it was not written for Christmas. Well, the answer is false. Jingle Bells was actually written for Thanksgiving by James Lord Pierpont. What an old name, James Lord Pierpont. In 1857, it was meant for a Thanksgiving program in Savannah, Georgia, and where he was an organist, but the song was so popular and so well accepted, it was sung on Christmas Day, and since then it has become one of the most popular carols for Christmas time. All right, let's go to question number two. Question number two is about Kwanzaa. How many days of Kwanzaa are there? We'll give you a few seconds to think about it. How many days of Kwanzaa are there? We'll close in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so let's share the results and see what we thought. So we think almost half of you think that there are 7, and in fact, the correct answer is 7. There we go. That's what happens when you don't come to rehearsal. The correct answer is 7, 1 day for each candle. All right, let's go to the next poll question. This one is about Hanukkah. Now, the word Hanukkah, what does it mean? Does it mean dedication, love, celebration, or peace? What do we think? We'll give you about 15 seconds to think about it and tell us what you think. All right, we'll close in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. You can see the results there. we've got, oh, it's pretty split. Maybe a third dedication, a third celebration, and a third piece. Love is not getting much love here on Hanukkah. So the correct answer is dedication. Hanukkah means dedication. Very good. Let's do one more poll to round things out. And many of you like to watch the Hallmark Christmas movies. Well, let's see if you know what the highest grossing Christmas movie ever was. What was the highest grossing Christmas movie? Was it Home Alone? Was it How the Grinch Stole Christmas? Was it Miracle on 34th Street? Or was it Elf? We'll give you a few seconds. All right. Okay, we're going to share the results on the last poll here. It looks like 51% of you think it is indeed Home Alone. And the correct answer is, as many of you will recognize Macaulay Culkin back when he was a good boy, the correct answer is Home Alone. We hope you have enjoyed this little quiz. We invite you to use the chat boxes. We love interacting with you. Let us know what you're thinking. Send holiday greetings from wherever you're joining us from. And Mr. Leroy, our esteemed president and CEO, back to you.
Thank you, Carlo, and thank you to all of our planning committee members who have been working really hard on today's program. It's now my pleasure to introduce Carol Robertson Lopez, Chair of the Board of Directors of Sister Cities International, who will take us on a cultural holiday tour around the world. Carol?
And Carol, I think you're muted. Let's have you unmute so we can hear your lovely voice, and we'll get started again.
Thank you. Those are one of the things. Thank you, Leroy. We're so fortunate to have such a wonderful CEO and president at Sister Cities. I'm honored to be your virtual tour guide as we travel around the world in the next hour. For our first holiday celebration, we'll focus on the Jewish tradition of Hanukkah. Now let's head to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where Rabbi Jeremy Marcos of Congregation Beth Shalom will share with us a little bit about the meaning of Hanukkah and share the light between Pittsburgh and their longtime sister city in Israel, Carmiel Misgav.
Good evening or good morning from wherever you're hailing. Today, my name is Rabbi Jeremy Marquis of Congregation Beth Shalom in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in the United States. Hanukkah means, as you learned from Carlo's fun poll, Hanukkah means rededication. And it celebrates the story of the Maccabees, a motley group of ancient Jewish priests who took back the temple in Jerusalem from the conquering Greeks thousands of years ago, and the temple became rededicated to its original purpose. But when they arrived in the temple, they only found 1 day's worth of oil. It would take a whole week to make new oil. And despite the fact that they only had that 1 day's worth, they lit the 7-branched menorah, the candelabra in the temple. Even though only 1 day's worth of oil, they lit it anyway. And that is the miracle we celebrate, is that they had the faith to light it. And the story tells us that 1 day's worth of oil lasted not 1, not 2, but 8 whole days. And so we celebrate that miracle, that act of faith and bravery, by celebrating Hanukkah, by lighting a 9-branched candelabra, a 9-branched menorah, representing the 8 days and the 1 sort of helper candle that we use to celebrate, to light the rest of the Hanukkah, the menorah. And I'm really excited to introduce my friend and my colleague from our sister synagogue, Kehilat Kerem, in our sister city of Carmiel Misgav, who will share a little bit more about the traditions, customs, and foods of Hanukkah.
Thank you, Jeremy, and hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Karen Fait. I'm Community Director from Kehilat Kerem in Carmiel, Israel. I'm honored to be here. I'll take you through some of the customs of Hanukkah, and then we'll light the candles together. Could we have the presentation with the menorah? The second slide. Okay, so as Jeremy stated, we light 8 candles during Hanukkah. We start with 1 candle, and each day we add another candle, so that the symbolic idea is to make the light grow. We start with 1, we end with 8. And as with all Jewish holidays, there's always something nice to eat, which is the second photo of the sufganiya, a donut. The conventional donut or traditional donut is with the jam, but today we have a great variety of anything from jam to chocolate and anything in between. And there's also a game, which is the third slide, the dreidel. You spin it around and you play a game mostly with children, but adults tend to enjoy it too. So these are the 3 major customs of Hanukkah. And I'd like to invite you all to light the menorah with me. The next slide will give you the blessings in Hebrew, a transliteration to English, and a translation to English, sorry. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu ladlik ner Chanukah. Amen. And the second blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, שעשה ניסים לאבותינו ולאמותינו, בימים ההם בזמן הזה. Amen. And I'd like us all to join in a secular blessing, which will make this occasion more universal. That's the next slide. May we all be a light in the darkness and strife brought by coronavirus. May light grow in our lives and in our hearts. May we be protected from inner and outer harm. Happy Hanukkah, everyone. And now it's an honor to pass the shamash to Pittsburgh. Jeremy?
I'm excited to, one of the beautiful things about Jewish culture and Jewish life is the diversity we have. There are Jews in every country and every place. We sing things perhaps with different tunes. So I'm going to light my menorah here with a slightly different tune, but with the same words. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Chanukah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asa nisim la'avoteinu, bayamim hahem vazman hazeh. I like the last one there. On this, the 7th night of Hanukkah, I wish all of Sister Cities International a happy Hanukkah and a happy holidays.
And Carol, back to you.
Toda, Rabbi Marquis and Dr. Karen Feit. The way we celebrate the holidays in the White House over the last 60 years has changed a great deal. Let's take a quick look at what Christmas at the White House looked for the family of Dwight David Eisenhower.
On Christmas morning, Dwight and Mamie Eisenhower attend a service at the Columbia University Chapel in New York. Later, at their home, the Eisenhowers join grandson Dwight David Jr. under the mistletoe before gathering round the tree with the rest of the family. The president-elect's son, John, is still in Korea with the army, but 11-month-old Susan finds Grandpa almost as much fun. Susan's mother and elder sister Barbara Ann watch Ike try his hand with David's electric trains. Next year, the Eisenhowers will spend Christmas Day in the White House.
And now, for comparison, let's take a look at a modern day White House Christmas celebration. What differences do you see? Feel free to share these in the chat room.
For the Obama family, Christmas and the New Year has always been a time to reflect on our many blessings, to rejoice in the pleasure of spending time with our family and our friends, and to renew our commitment to one another and to the causes that we believe in. And I wanted to continue that part of the tradition during our first holiday season here at the White House, which is, as we always say, the people's house. Our starting point was a very simple idea, that we include as many people in as many places in as many ways as we can. We took about 800 ornaments left over from previous administrations. We sent them to 60 local community groups throughout the country and asked them to decorate them to pay tribute to a favorite local landmark, and then send them back to us for display here at the White House. Thanks to the East Wing and resident staff and 92 volunteers from 24 states who spent more than 3,400 hours decorating over the last several days, we opened the doors last night to the first of more than 50,000 visitors who will come to the White House during this holiday season, and it's safe to say that everyone was really impressed. For many people, a visit to the White House is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and it has been made even more magical because of all of your hard work. In the new year, we all intend to renew this effort and continue this kind of outreach so that everyone feels like they have a place here at the White House.
Isn't it remarkable how the holidays have changed in the most famous house in America? It makes me wonder what Christmas will look like 60 years from now. Now, let's go south to our closest border and look at a very special tradition celebrated in Mexico. Let's give a big virtual welcome to Christina Good, who will talk to us about the beautiful tradition of Las Posadas. Hi, Christina.
Hi, Carol. Thank you so much for inviting us. Las Posadas is a Spanish term for the inns. This religious festival is celebrated in Mexico and some parts of the United States prior to Christmas. Las Posadas commemorates the journey that Joseph and Mary made from Nazareth to Bethlehem in search for a safe refuge where Mary could give birth to baby Jesus. For more details, we head over to my daughter, Ana Solis, who was born and raised in Puebla, Mexico. Ándale, Ana.
Thank you for the introduction, Mom. Hello, everyone. I'm Ana, and today I'm going to be taking you through the holiday celebrations in Puebla, Mexico. So first, let's travel to Puebla. All right, so now that we're here, let me tell you more about our most important holiday celebration of Las Posadas. So like my mom said, Las Posadas are annual festivities that last 9 days from December 16th through December 24th. And some argue that the 9 days is the time it took Joseph and Mary to go from Nazareth to Bethlehem, while others think that it refers to the 9 months that it took Mary to carry Jesus into the world. The word posada itself, like my mom said, means inn or hostel. And this name was chosen for this tradition because, according to the Bible, Joseph and Mary were denied a room several times during their journey to Bethlehem, until finally they found a manager who allowed them to stay at their hostel, where Jesus was eventually born. Thus, Las Posadas is a reenactment of Joseph and Mary looking for a room. Now, before going into further details, I would like to discuss the origin of Las Posadas. So how did Las Posadas get started? It goes back to pre-Hispanic times. It was a tradition of the Aztecs to offer festivities to honor Huitzilopochtli, god of war. And these festivities were held outside the temples, and they used to decorate fruit trees, illuminate the area with huge fire pits, and then wait for the winter solstice. These celebrations took place between December 6th and December 26th, dates that coincide with Christmas. Therefore, the Spanish missionaries used this as an opportunity to spread the Catholic faith. Now, what exactly takes place during modern-day posadas? A traditional posada consists of three main components: the procession, the piñata, and of course, the food. For the procession, the group of guests is divided into two groups. One group represents the Holy Pilgrims, who are Joseph and Mary, and the other the hosts of the hostel. The Holy Pilgrims stay outside the house, and candles and sparklers are distributed among them. The second group stays inside the house, and the procession starts by chanting a traditional song in which the Holy Pilgrims request shelter. The hosts inside the house reply with the same kind of chanting, and it goes back and forth until the Holy Pilgrims are let inside the house. They are welcomed to the house with another song and some prayers. Afterwards, there's some time to mingle, and then comes La Piñata, which is the most expected event by the kids. La Piñata, if you don't know, is a 7-peak star which is filled with fruits and candy. It was originally made out of clay, but now it's made out of paper. And the 7 peaks are decorated with colorful papers, which represent temptations. And the 7 peaks are related to the 7 deadly sins, and the stick used to break the piñata represents virtue. Usually, the piñata starts with the youngest kid. If they are a little older, they are blindfolded. And the hitting of the piñata is seen as an act of faith and depicts the strength of the individual to overcome temptation. Kids keep having their turns to hit the piñata until someone breaks it, which reveals the heavenly gifts obtained for overcoming evil. Now, for the important part, what is served during Las Posadas? Many people in Mexico opt for preparing a variety of tamales that are served along with atole, which is a warm cornmeal drink, or Christmas punch. And for dessert, we have buñuelos, which are made from fried dough covered with cinnamon, sugar, or honey. And then, of course, we have the aguinaldos. When La Posada is about to be over, the hosts pass around aguinaldos, which may contain fruits, cookies, and candy, and are presented in individually decorated bags. And then lastly, for Christmas decorations, Mexican families usually set a lighted tree in the main room of the house, and close to it a nativity set that can be as small as just the sacred family or an entire village, including the host of the hostel, shepherds, the 3 kings, and many more figures. Finally, during Christmas time, it is customary to decorate houses, churches, and public places with fresh nochebuenas or poinsettias. Also, it is very common to find city downtowns decorated with Christmas motifs and lights to brighten up the entire city. Thank you so much for taking this journey with me through some of the most important holiday traditions in Puebla, Mexico. Feliz Navidad.
Gracias, Ana, and Feliz Navidad. What a cool presentation. Coincidentally, today, December 16th, is the first night of the 9 days of the Las Posadas celebrations. Now let's head to Newark, New Jersey, where we'll learn about Kwanzaa. It is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Doso Kasumu, the state representative for New Jersey. Hi, Doso.
Hello, Carol. Hello, everybody. Happy Kwanzaa, everybody. Thanks for having me. My name is Doso Kasimu. I'm here talking from the great state of New Jersey and the city of Newark. As you know, Newark is very diverse, and you have a large number of African Americans who share ancestry with Africa, and it has also the largest number of African sister cities, which are actually chaired by Ms. Lorna Johnson, who happened to be also a board of SCI. So Kwanzaa, what does that mean? Can I go to the next slide? Okay, as you see here, we have Kwanzaa celebrated in a 7 principle called Ngudo Saba. And each principle as a symbol. So each symbol has a meaning. And if you go to the next slide, you see Umoja, meaning unity. So we want the community to come together. And we go to Kudija Kolia, the next slide, self-determination. And we have Ujima, collective work and responsibility. And we have Ujama, cooperative economics. And we have Nia, purpose. We have Kumba, which means creativity. And we have Imani, which means faith. So to have faith on ourselves, to the Creator, and to each other. So basically, Kwanzaa, every year, the city of Newark, since we have a huge presence of African diaspora sister city representative, so the mayor, Ras J. Baraka, who have a very good vision, a good leadership, has a fund that necessary for the African diaspora sister city representative to commemorate and to share together ancestry and a cultural tie during the annual Kwanzaa celebration. So as we celebrate Kwanzaa with joy, happiness, creativity. So basically, as you see, I'm dressed up in a real Kwanzaa. I'm Kwanzaaed up, like Carol used to say. So and it's a very happy moment where African diaspora and African American communities can come together and to share culture, to share value, and to share all the differences that network and try to move our community forward. As you know, the Kwanzaa actually is an African American holiday, but it's based on African principle. So let me show you in the next video the actual Kwanzaa celebration in the city of Newark. You will enjoy how we do it. All right, thank you so much. As you see, Kwanzaa in Newark is very fun. So I invite all of you to come next year to our next year annual Kwanzaa celebration. I believe Corona will be over then, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So as you see, it's a very much diverse community. The African American, the African sister city representative coming together to share culture, ancestry, and a belief system. So I want to thank you all for watching. Thank you for having fun in Newark. And back to you, Carol.
Asante Doso, thank you so much for that presentation. Now we're going to Europe. And if you've ever been lucky enough to be in Europe in December, perhaps you've had that opportunity to go to one of the fabulous Christmas markets. I'm going to introduce to you Terry Simmons, who serves as our Sister Cities European Union representative and also is a member of their board of directors. She has developed such a market in Atlanta, Georgia, let me let Terry tell you about it. Terry, take it away.
Hello, everyone, and greetings from Atlanta, Georgia, sister city to Nuremberg, Germany. We're very proud to be sister cities, particularly in light of our mutual spirit of civil rights, the legacy of Dr. King in Atlanta, and human rights in Nuremberg with the Street of Human Rights and the Human Rights Award. During the holidays, we both celebrate by going to the Christkindl market, which is in the middle of the town. In Nuremberg, where I would normally be at this time, the tradition has dated since the 1500s. It was inspired actually by Martin Luther. I'd like to turn to the screens to show you a little bit about the Christkind that opens the Christmas market. The Christkind is in Nuremberg and does serve to open the market. I see that my screen is not there, but I think it is probably coming. So I want to tell you a little bit about the Christmas fairy and the Christkind that will open the market. The Christkind is a girl that is selected in Nuremberg from among many candidates who would like to inspire and be the one to meet with the residents, to travel internationally, to bring the spirit of Christmas. This Christkind is named Barbara, and we had the opportunity to entertain her in Atlanta. The Christkind is an angelic figure, which is a real girl who brings the presents to the children. Next slide. The Christkind also opens the market and says a very famous monologue to all of the residents and all of the visitors of Nuremberg. Believe it or not, typically on the opening of the Christmas market in Nuremberg, there are usually over 1 million people there to hear the Christmas fairy, as it's loosely translated, give her monologue and open the season on the Friday before Advent. We'd like to play you some scenes from the Nuremberg Christmas market at this time. Beautifully in the markets, the Nuremberg since 1986 has celebrated all of its sister cities relationships by sponsoring booths for each of the cities to feature Christmas gifts and other drinks and food from the various countries and their cultures. The market is very large and extends throughout the streets of Nuremberg. Is typically very cold, as you can see. And people from all over the world attend. There's also a children's market where the children have rides, they can decorate cookies, they can have cotton candy, and they can all be together. It's also a place where business is done, where people meet to talk about any number of business matters over a cup of hot spice wine or over some food. This is the Christmas market in Nuremberg. Nuremberg has inspired many markets around the world and also in the United States. I'd like to bring up the slide to show you what we've done in the city of Atlanta. This is our Christmas market, which we pulled together through the German American Cultural Foundation and a group of businesses and culturally active people in the city. All of our proceeds from the Christmas market go to funding Sister Cities activities, exchanges among students, and cultural exchange among the cities. Going to the next slide, you'll see that the Nuremberg Christmas market has also inspired the market in Chicago. Chicago, in fact, now has 3 markets and has grown immensely. There's also a Christkind, or Christmas fairy, that opens the market in Chicago. And finally, a picture of Dallas. Dallas also has a very thriving market each year as assisted through their sister cities relationships. Back to you, Carol.
Dankeschön, Terry. That was a wonderful presentation. Now let's go to a completely different part of the world. In East Asia, it's the custom at this time of the year to send New Year's cards to people. And as part of that custom, often the zodiac animal will be part of that. 2020 was the year of the rat. No surprise. 2021 will be the year of, well, let's find out. Over to you, Enda.
So thank you so much, Carol. 2021 is the year of the ox, and we are determined, all of us on this call and all of us in our communities around the world, to come out of this current episode that we're dealing with stronger like an ox. So I'm greeting you from Santa Cruz, California, where I am a longtime member since 1989 of the Xingu subcommittee of the Santa Cruz Sister Cities Committee. We're celebrating our 45th anniversary right now with Xingu. It's a wonderful city located in Wakayama Prefecture on the Sea of Japan. Beautiful, beautiful city. And it's been my honor to participate with them since 1989 in many different exchanges. We started off 45 years ago because Aikido students that were from a dojo here in Santa Cruz traveled to a specific dojo in Xingu, Japan, and studied there for a year, living with the families. And out of that grew a relationship where we now have both adult and student exchanges of various forms every year. So it's a wonderful tradition. They send us baseball teams, we send them baseball teams, that sort of thing. It's just been a remarkable story of our journey together. And in Japan and in Xingu, they celebrate New Year's in many of the same ways that we do here in the United States, by going to each other's family and engaging in certain rituals. And we have been fortunate enough to have our Xingu Sister City Committee prepare a remarkable video that will tell you about what's going on right now in the next few weeks in Japan, getting ready for the new year, the year of the ox. Arigato.
Hi everyone, I'm Moiko Iwamoto from Xingu Sister City Committee Japan. It's a great honor to join this SCI Global Conversation event today. This year, we are also pleased to have the 45th anniversary of Sister City relationship between the city of Santa Cruz, California and Xingu City, Wakayama, Japan. Today, we are sharing Japanese New Year's traditions and custom with you. Lastly, thank you to the Xingu High School students who played Japanese harps as a background music for the video clip. それではどうぞお楽しみください。
And hit. Okay.
Thank you so much, Moeko-san and Taku-san, and everyone in our wonderful city of Shingu, Japan, who presented that video. And I want to make sure that even though the antlers are suggesting we're a reindeer somewhere up in the nether parts of the world, I think we're going to be going there shortly. I do want to wish everyone a very, very happy Japanese New Year. Back to you, Carol.
Arigato gozaimasu. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for a very special announcement. You're about to witness a live signing of the newest sister city in a very, very cold place. We now travel to the North Pole, where Santa is in the Elf's Lounge, preparing to sign the first ever Sister City agreement between the North Pole and Sister Cities International. To introduce this milestone moment for Sister Cities International, I'd like to welcome Dr. Michael McQuarrie from San Diego, California, our dear board member, to make this presentation. Michael?
Thank you, Carol, and happy holidays to everyone. As many of you know, Sister City International has over 2,000 sister cities in more than 150 countries on all continents except Antarctica and the Arctic. While we haven't yet established a relationship with the penguins in Antarctica, we were able to focus our attention on the Arctic's North Pole. And who better to link up with on the North Pole than Santa Claus, who annually connects with billions of people around the world, spreading the spirit of giving, joy, and peace. And the good news is we connected with St. Nick. We told him what we wanted for Christmas, a Sister City partnership. Santa added it to his list. And recently we learned that he checked his list. He checked it twice and concluded that it would be nice if we could have a Sister City partnership. So we are excited to announce tonight that we will be signing a memorandum of understanding with Santa Claus. This MOU will enable a twinning of the North Pole with all willing sister cities south of the North Pole. So I see, Peter, you've arrived safely at the North Pole, and it looks like you have some very special guests. Or are you ready to pick up and proceed with the signing?
Yes, I am, Michael. This is Peter Schwartzbein, Vice Chair of Sister Cities International. I just flew out from El Paso, Texas to the North Pole. I'm over here in the Elf's Lounge with some of the elves, and it is my esteemed honor and privilege to be able to present this memorandum of understanding for Santa, for Old St. Nick, who I'd love to introduce at this time.
Is this thing on? Pete? Can they see me? There we are. There we are. Merry Christmas. Oh man, I'm so glad to have them in the North Pole here in my Elf's Lounge. And it's an honor to be here with you all today. And this is a milestone and historical moment for myself, Santa Claus, and the entire world. And I can travel freely to visit all the beautiful people of the world. I'm going to sign this today very happily. And this is a Christmas present to myself as well. God bless us all, keep us all safe, healthy, and happy in many more years to come. Merry Christmas, happy holidays to everyone. And thank you for what you do.
Passing over to you, Leroy.
Got it. Santa, this is a milestone event for Sister Cities International. We are very excited to finalize the Sister City Agreement as it will focus on the areas of cultural exchange, toy development, joyful cheer, and goodwill between cities and nations. Thanks to you, Mrs. Claus, all the reindeer and elves for your tireless dedication to citizen diplomacy.
Thank you all for doing this. I commend you all. And God bless you all. Merry Christmas.
And with this agreement now signed, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a virtual applause for the newest member of Sister Cities International, the North Pole.
We did it. We did it.
Santa, thank you so much. And I want to let you know that we will have 11 spots opening up on our Sister Cities Board of Directors next year. So if you have time, I'm just saying. We'd also love to add the South Pole and Antarctica to our Sister City roster. So if you know any of those penguins, Michael.
The elves are a little different down in the South Pole. I'll make a call.
Well, thank you. We have to let Santa get back to work because in 9 days, he'll be on his sleigh passing out lots of toys. So thank you, Michael and Santa and Peter. Carol, back to you.
Thank you so much, Santa. And so now we're at the final segment, and the segment that we're at is all about you. We're going to show you some of the wonderful greetings that we have received that we wish to share with you from around the world.
Happy holidays from Birmingham, Alabama, USA.
I'm Abdul Qayyum Almaz, the sister cities of Jalalabad, Afghanistan, San Diego, California. Wish you a happy holidays and a blessed 2021.
Happy holidays to Forest, Scotland, and all of our friends around the globe.
From Mount Dora, Florida.
Happy holidays!
Happy holidays! Happy holidays!
Happy holidays from New Brunswick, New Jersey.
Happy holidays from Phoenix Sister Cities.
2, 3.
Happy holidays! Hello from the San Antonio International Airport. Bienvenidos!
Feliz
Feliz Navidad.
Happy New Year from San Diego. Together.
Yay!
Merry Christmas.
In Santa Clarita, California.
Maligayang Pasko.
Feliz Navidad.
Happy holidays from Sarasota, Florida, USA.
Happy and healthy New Year. Happy Hanukkah from sunny Tel Aviv, Yafo, Israel.
On behalf of Tempe Sister Cities,
we would like to wish all the international sister cities
a very Merry Christmas
and Happy Holidays.
And a prosperous and successful new year.
Stay safe and have a healthy new year.
and the very best from Tempe Sister Cities.
Happy holidays from Tulsa Global Alliance in Tulsa, Oklahoma, United States.
Season's greetings from Corny, New York Sister Cities Association, USA.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring.
San Diego, Colorado.
From Yokohama.
Happy
holidays and
Happy
New Year.
To all of our sister cities all over the world, from Santa Fe, New Mexico, happy holidays. Here's to a bright new year with peace and healing. Come visit.
What a special tribute from all of our Sister City friends. Thank you so much. And you also got to meet my mayor from Santa Fe, New Mexico, and we hope you will come visit. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this trip around the world. I certainly did. And now I want to invite all of you on Sunday, January 17th, to attend our presidential inaugural gala. We'll be featuring members of Congress, foreign ambassadors, and mayors from around the United States. We'll post a link in the chat to register. You don't want to miss this very, very special nonpartisan event. On behalf of the Sister City staff and the board of directors, we wish you Happy Hanukkah, Feliz Navidad, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy New Year, and a very, very happy holidays to you and all your loved ones. We wish you a safe and prosperous new year. And most of all, I wish us peace in the year 2021. Bye, everyone. Have a wonderful holiday.